Welcome to the Woven Loft Masterclass, the Sofa Styling Edition. Your sofa isn't just a place to sit, it's the heart of your living room. It's where conversations unfold, books are read, and memories are made. So why not make it a reflection of your style and soul? Today, we're diving into textures, tones, and little styling secrets that make a big difference. Vaidehi, over to you. How do you approach sofa styling?
Thank you for having me back, Niyati. And you have touched upon one of my another favorite topics, that is sofa styling. And I love adding a lot of cushions to the sofa. And so I'm going to tell you all how I do it. We do a little bit of mixing prints, bold patterns, and I know a lot of people think that too many cushions kind of take away the space from sitting, but I'm going to show you all how to pair it right, how to place it right without having to feel it's too much.
So we talk about layers and different prints. What about shape and sizes?
So I'm going to get back on the rule of 3 that I had discussed even while we were styling shells. It's very important to keep the rule of 3s in mind because that's your base for choosing the prints and patterns. So when I say rule of 3, it means that first you start with a very bold pattern that you want to start with. Let's say whether it's a geometric print, whether it's a floral print, whether it's an abstract print. Then to kind of tone it down, we go with a slightly more structured pattern. Let's say we're going with stripes, we're going with checks, we're going with a lot of textures, and then you sober it down completely and bring a plain. So always mix your cushions in a way where it's 3 cushions together. One is a very bold pattern, one is a slightly subtle pattern, and one is a extremely muted one. So together, when you see them together, it's a beautiful mix of colors, patterns, and textures coming together.
Okay, so we have a set of 6 patterns. There is different sizes, there is different prints, there are different textures. How would we restyle them for different moods?
So again, in this, it depends on the kind of mood that you want to set in. Let's say if you have guests coming over, you'll obviously keep it slightly more structured. If it's you sitting on the sofa every day, just wanting to have a cup of coffee, it'll be more warmer, more personal. And if it is just something that you want to do for a quiet dinner, you'll try to keep it minimal and more classy. So I think it depends on the mood that you're trying to set in here, and again the season or the occasion. Let's say if it is Diwali, you would want to add a lot of bold prints, maybe you'll want to add a lot of motifs, but also try to keep in mind that you're using some plains to balance it out and to get an entire cohesive look. And while we also spoke about mixing patterns, sizing is important. I cannot have all the cushions looking the same size. It cannot be 5 cushions in the similar size. There has to be a height difference to again not make it look too overpowering or dull. So even if you want to play similar, let's say you want to keep the whole look muted and only choose one color, you can also still add a lot of drama to it by mixing different sizes. Maybe these days you have a lot of shapes. You have these ball cushions, you have these abstract cushions, you add the long cushions. You can add some fringe, you can add some tassels to your plain cushions and still make it look fun.
Okay, that's nice. So Vaidehi, I have kids and I have a pet dog. How do you balance beauty and function?
That's a very good topic. I get asked a lot that it just looks good, but is it still functional? And I would say yes, because there is no the whole point of styling is that while it's also looking good, it needs to serve a purpose. So let's say when you said what about kids and what about pets, so the day you feel like you have a lot of guests coming over and these cushions are kind of being an obstruction, just literally take a cushion and toss it in one of your baskets that you have. And I love having textured baskets always in all my styling projects next to the sofa. They not only look good, they add a little bit of texture, they add a little bit of warmth. And like I said, just instead of having a perfectly done up sofa and coffee table, I feel a few things here and there just add a lot of, the space looks more lived in. So I like adding a throw. I don't like my sofas to always keep a throw on it because sometimes it can look messy. So I like having a throw coming out of my basket. And also I add in a lot of cushions in that. Sometimes when I just want to lie down, and that's when I put the cushions there, or when there are pets or with kids, and if you feel that it's getting too much, you can just keep it aside.
Okay, so we're looking at beauty, we're looking at coziness, we're looking at function. It checks all. Your sofa is a canvas with a few thoughtful layers. It can go from basic to beautiful intentional styling. Let it tell your story, one cushion, one basket, and one cozy throw at a time, and create a space that is uniquely yours.